Hi everyone, it's Naseer Mansoor. I'm presenting my project, the Campus Free Store. So I'll try to be brief in explaining what is my project. So let me just go next slide, which is project proposal. So the Campus Free Store is a way to send a message that we want to save the world by preventing waste. The main objective of this project is to reduce, reuse, and recycle waste. It helps landfill space by keeping useful materials. The campus free store will be the symbol of campus sustainability where everyone on the campus is a part of it. The campus free store will accept different reusable items used such as clothing and footwear, towels and blankets, kitchenware and small appliances, office supplies, electronics and lamps, textbooks and novels, and much more. So everything we will try to take in this as a part of this project. So to keep the record of all the stuff, and we do not accept large piece of furniture because of this space and because we won't have much space. So we won't accept like sofas, beds, wall units in the beginning of this project. Maybe in the later, if we have more space, we can take more stuff as well. So large appliances such as stoves, washers, and dryers are also won't be the part of this project. And broken and damaged electronics, hazardous materials, and food. Our second and then, I mean, this is the first aim of the project to uh, start um, to start this plan, to start this project in the campus. And the second aim for this project is to keep a record of our collection and giveaway per year. So we'll wait. And for that purpose, I also talked to Joseph and Sarah in the meeting on 23rd of March. And they told me that they already have those tools to create the stuff. And basically this project will lead us towards star points. Okay, so that's why we have to keep the record and of all the weight of the weight of the products. So let me just discuss some of the objectives and deliverables for this project. The primary objective of this project is to present a plan to open the campus free store at the university. So this is our primary objective. And then the part of these projects are some deliverables, which are powered like I will create. So basically, I already created this PowerPoint presentation about the campus free store. So that's one of the part of this deliverables, which I already achieved. Then the second thing is the GISA Eco Grant proposal for the project funding and expenses. So I already sent the request to GISA. So they told me like definitely, I mean, if you are starting this project, and so we have to give them the dates when we are going to start this project and how much effort we need and what resources we are looking for and how much grant we are. So basically they usually, I mean, they give $2,500 grant. So but I mean at this point we uh, we don't know when we are going to start the project. So we can't request them to give us grant if there is no project. So why they're asking for the grant? But definitely I shared my plan with them. So they said they're willing, but they were looking forward if we are going to start. So they will definitely provide us a grant. So this is the second which I achieved, second deliverable which I also achieved in sending them the proposal. Um, and project funding and expenses. The third is the final project plan, including budget, location, and things to need. So definitely, this is a major part of this project. So I discussed a plan with Joseph and Sarah on 23rd of March, and I mean, they gave me a lot of ideas, and also they said like this project had a lot of potential. Definitely, like it is this project is going to create jobs opportunity for people. So that, I mean, this is something university is looking forward as well. The second thing is like budget expenses. So I presented the budget expenses, the list of the things as well. Okay. Um, and I presented in the budget expense in the project proposal and letter of understanding. I contacted UWSA, so University of Winnipeg Student Association, for the location of the project. So they told me like the the campus sustainability office is in Richardson College. So it's better to start. I mean, to have this project to be located at the same building, and definitely like we can enhance this project in different other buildings of the university in summer days, and we can plan out outdoor activities as well, like outdoor locations as well. So where we can set up this project to collect the collectibles, and definitely we have to donate at the same time. We can donate them. On and lastly, so list of things is also provided. Okay. So the next slide is about the campus free store learning objectives. So which is very important in this regard, that by the end of this project, I will identify the major problems in waste management. So I will know I have achieved this if I address the purpose of the municipal solid waste reduction and recyclable program. So major problems which I identify is landfill capacity, which is like landfills are primary methods of waste disposal in many areas, but they have limited capacity as population and waste production continue to grow. Landfill capacity in becoming an intrinsically pre uh, pressing issue, right? So this is a landfill capacity is the issue. So our landfills are going to fill, and like we already basically filled those lands, so we need more, we are seeking more lands to fill. So it's better to reduce waste than to and we can how we can reduce waste. So the better ways to reduce waste is to reuse our older stuff. The second major problem we have figured out is about contamination of recycling streams. So contamination of recycling streams occurs when non-recyclable materials are placed in recycling bins, leading to the disposal of contaminated recyclables in landfills. This can happen due to confusion or lack of understanding of what materials are recyclable. Third major issue is about emissions and air pollution. So the waste management process, including transportation and disposal, can produce emission and contribute to air pollution. This can have negative impacts on public health and the environment. So this is definitely a bigger issue as well, big major problem. Like if you're recycling the things as well, and definitely it will cause air pollution as well. So it's better to reuse products than to recycle. Okay, I mean definitely last resort is recycle, but you can reuse them, so it's better way. The third is hazardous waste management. So hazardous waste management such as chemicals, batteries, and electronic waste require special handling and disposal methods. Improper disposal of hazardous waste can lead to contamination of the environment and harm to public health. Lastly, definitely there is lack of infrastructure as well. So basically, I mean, a lot of like even our university in campus, they are dealing with different departments, okay, for waste management. So every definitely, I mean, for us it's working, but in a bigger in a bigger picture, if you just try to fit this, so we have lack of infrastructure. So in some areas, there may be a lack of infrastructure for waste management, including recycling and composting facilities. This can make it difficult to implement sustainable waste management practices. So, I mean, addressing these problems in waste management requires a multi-faceted approach, including public education, investment in infrastructure and technology, and policy changes by adopting sustainable waste management practice and reducing waste production. So we can help mitigate the negative impacts of waste on the environment and public health. So second, so this I achieved. I already know the major problems regarding my project. The second learning objective is by the end of this project, I will have learned to set up a well-organized business plan, including budget, business location, and required things. So I will know I have achieved this if I prepare the budget. So this list is a list of things required to execute this plan and suggest a suitable location within the campus. So definitely I figure out where I can impose and this plan. And I prepared well-organized plan to open the campus free store. So I achieved this objective as well. The third objective is by the end of this project, I will have learned how to write a grant through the GISA Eco Grant. So I will do this by writing a grant for this project and submitting it to GISA by March 1st. So I will know I have achieved this if I successfully write this grant by the deadline. So definitely I achieved that too. I've written the grant on 23rd of February to GISA. So, and I explained that this is my project and this is my plan to implement in the campus. So they are willing to give me grant, but they said like there's a application form you have to fill. So this form and that form definitely requires the plan and when the date of starting of the plan. So definitely we don't have exact date of starting of the plan, but definitely I spread my word of mouth to them so we can fulfill this plan. So and definitely I've achieved that goal because I've written this before March 1st. The fourth objective is by the end of this project, this is the major one. So I will demonstrate the ability to plan a project and take the required steps to execute a project. I will know I have achieved this if I present a successful plan to open the campus free store, which will not only demonstrate how to reuse and recycle valuables, but also spread awareness about campus sustainability. So I definitely presented a successful plan to open the campus free store in front of campus sustainability office. So like this is basically in the same building, not in front of, but definitely in the same building. I'm planning we can open that. So because mostly definitely the building has this office in there and a lot of students regarding this course, they are studying in that building too. So it's better to have that store in the same building, but definitely we have outdoor, we are planning outdoor stores in other buildings as well. Not a permanent location in other buildings, but in a, I mean, longer and maybe, but for in a short-term base, we may in summer we can open some outdoor stores or some outdoor locations to collect the collectibles. So next slide is about how did you apply insights from seminar and readings. So definitely all the readings were very effective and very encouraging in overall to proceed forward to proceed with my project. But definitely there are a few which are very related. So I added these 5 readings, so which were mostly related with my project. So first one was against awareness for scale, garbage is infrastructure, not behavior by Max Libreon has a such good approach to change our mentality to build a better world. Indeed, the journey from awareness to behavior change is a long and arduous one, and few make it. Definitely, like when you are starting this kind of project, you need reference and you need encouragement from some of the references. So this is basically definitely this is not a behavior. This is basically I mean basically we have to change the behavior and by awareness. Okay. So the second is about definitely the same thing, discard studies, chapter 2, the scales of waste. So we need to understand what the scale of the waste we are dealing with, okay, how bigger it is. And definitely this project is not going to meet all of it, but definitely it is the beginning and it is a gesture of awareness that we are starting these, and we have a lot of other projects, ongoing projects in the campuses, but this is addition to that projects too, where we are highlighting, okay, yeah, we are the one, we are reusing waste because it's better way than recycling. Okay, so I mean, how much we can definitely add in this projects. And the third reading, which was fascinating and related to my project, was psychological barriers that limit climate change mitigation and adoption by Robert G. Ford. Is about ignorance. Definitely, I mean, this is something we can't neglect, that there's a lot of ignorance in the society, and people, I mean, just don't know what to do. So, which is, I mean, about not knowing that the problem exists and not knowing what to do more once one becomes aware of the problem. It is indirectly related to my project, definitely, but definitely, I mean, this is something like we can consider as well, that people even don't know what's the problem, and they're just, I mean, living their life according to their own way, without knowing that what's the problems they're creating in the society by not knowing the problem. Okay, so the other fourth reading, which was also, I mean, helped me in my project, to build up that this understanding of open campus free stores, is the polarization impact of science literacy and numeracy on perceived climate change risks. So this provides the idea that most people with the highest literacy don't care about climate change, rather they are part of cultural polarization. So this is another extreme where people ignore what's happening around them. The fifth, the last but not least, is educating for the environment. The article by David, um, and he's written this article. He wrote this article in 1996. Is bringing awareness to rescue the environment. Especially, the article highlighted the reasons for the destruction of the environment. Same thing I'm trying to bring forward to implementing in my project too. Next slide is about problem statement for my project, which is the campus free store. So the statement I mentioned here is, due to lack of awareness and excessive consumerism, municipal solid waste is impacting our urban environment by contaminating soil and water, including in Winnipeg. This problem requires the attention of the university's facilities team, who can address this problem by opening the campus free store as a symbol of campus sustainability by reusing and valuables. The campus free store will spread awareness among the students and faculty of the campus to reduce consumerism by displaying slogans and taglines. So this is definitely when we enhance this project and we spread, we will try to spread like this whole idea in the university. So I mean, we will definitely display slogans to their store, why we need to, reuse stuff. The students and staff of our campus are facing difficulties in give away their valuables. So definitely, I mean, if you're facing, so you can give it to us. The end up throwing them in the recycling bins. The campus free store will be their first choice to donate their valuables. On the other hand, all the new students can benefit from their needs to shop free anything valuable to them. The university campus needs to lead by example. The initiative of opening the campus free store will lead the campus to get more points for sustainability tracking assessment and rating system stars. So this is definitely the second objective, main goal, second aim, that, I mean, it's not only we are doing something in the community, we are also publishing that, and we are also gathering all that data, and and try to bring forward all that attention to stars as well. The campus restore will reduce excessive consumerism and promote awareness within the campus for creating a sustainable environment. Next slide is about key challenges. What key challenges or barriers did you encounter as you work on your project? So definitely I encounter a few key barriers. So first one is resource constraints. So this is, I mean, first of all, Like my project requires financial and logistical resources, which may be limited or difficult to obtain. Funding resources may be limited, and there may be a need to find creative solution to address resource constraints. So this is the first challenge and barrier. The second one is stakeholder engagement. So which is very important. My project requires the participation and support of stakeholders, including students, faculty, staff, and administrators. Engaging and motivating stakeholders can be challenging, particularly when there are diverse opinions and competing priorities. So this is the second one. And the third one, which the third barrier or challenge was about awareness and education, which is actually the biggest one. Uh, so like building awareness and educating stakeholders about the importance of my project and waste reduction can be a challenge. It may be necessary to develop effective communication strategies to engage stakeholders and build support for sustainability initiatives. So these were challenges which were in my, which I encountered during my project. Next slide is about academic questions. So definitely there are a lot of questions which raised. So academic question, now that you are finished on your project and have related academics literature to your project and your experience, what new question do you have? So I definitely with end of any part of the project, there are new questions arises, new problems arises, and new challenges are the part of the project. So the few which I figured out at this point is about the role of social movements in creating change, so which is important. So questions which are related to this is, how do social movement contribute to creating systemic change in sustainability and waste reduction efforts? What are the most effective strategies for mobilizing communities to take action on environmental issues? Second one is community-based approaches to sustainability, which is also important. What are the benefits and limitations of community-based approaches to sustainability, such as the Campus Restore project? So this, like, what are those about my project too? So how can these approaches be scaled up to have a larger impact on environmental sustainability? Third one is circular economic and waste reduction. So like this question arises as well. Like, how can the principles of circular economy be applied to waste reduction efforts in university campuses? What are the potential economic and environmental benefits of adopting a circular economy approach to waste management? So these are a few questions which are regarding circular economy and waste reduction. The other one, the fourth one, which I mentioned this slide, is environmental education and behavior change. So which is again very big question, always big. Like we need more education institutions, or whatever the institutions we have, we need to give environmental education to change the behavior of the society. So the question arises are, how can environmental education programs be designed to promote sustainable behavior change among university students? What are the most effective pedagogical approaches for engaging students in sustainability initiatives? Lastly, I mentioned, like, definitely we need policies and we need regulatory frameworks to achieve this bigger goal. So the question arises are, what policies and regulations are needed to support sustainability initiatives on university campuses? Okay, it's not like definitely we need them. We know we need policies, but what kind of regulations and what should be a part of those regulations? Okay, so how can policymakers and stakeholders be engaged in creating more sustainable systems? Okay, so that's few questions, academic questions, which arises by the end of when I finish my project. The next slide is about applied questions. Now that you are finished your project, what kind of new lines of personal inquiry or reflections are you left with? What kinds of new questions do you have about how to create change? So that definitely, as I mentioned, like whenever you're finishing something, so there are more to think about. So it's ongoing process. So I mean, two things I'm mentioning here. So first one is reflecting on the impact of the project. So one line of personal inquiry may be to reflect on the impact of the project on the campus community. Question may include how has the free store changed the way students view waste and sustainability on campus? So this is big one. What have been the biggest successes and challenges of the project? How can the project be improved or expanded in the future? Second one is about exploring the role of community engagement. So definitely, I mean, if community is not willing to do that, you can't implement or you can't be succeeded in these kind of projects. You need engagement from your community. So another line of inquiry may be to explore the role of community engagement in creating change. Questions may include how important is to engage the campus community in sustainability initiatives. What are the most effective ways to engage students and promote sustainability on campus? How can we measure the success of community engagement initiatives? So these are like definitely, um, few new lines of personal inquiry and questions arise in that regard. So the last slide is about what advice. So definitely, I mean, I'm going to finish this course soon. So what advice would you have for students starting this course next year? So my advice I've written here. I'm just going to read that to all future students. I would like to say that please read the introduction of any course before registration, which is very important. Read the introduction, which gives you, whole idea of the course. And the introduction gives you a nice idea about the course. As a university student, I survived by remembering why I'm here and knowing the goal I want to reach. So definitely there are a lot of ups and downs in your life. You're busy, you need to, run your everyday expenses, and you are too much, sometimes you feel you have a lot of burden. So, but always, keep in mind, remember that why you are here and why, and knowing what the goal to reach. And other is I mentioned to help you. So this help you achieve your goal in the university. It is best to give yourself lots of time to study. Make sure you understand everything that is being taught. Talk with other students and professor about what you are learning. This is definitely helpful. Like in this kind of course, you have to engage your, your instructor, your professor, other students to get better idea what you're doing, right? So it's nothing like I'm saying you are lacking in understanding, but definitely the more you talk about something with others, the more you'll get. So get to know your campus by walking around, exploring it. This is important. Find places to study and work on class projects in peace. I recommend working on projects ahead of time because it is very stressful if you do them at the last minute. So this is everybody gives this advice, but it's I think same with every student that when you're doing the projects and you're so busy, or so mostly the projects are ending at the last minute. But it's best if you start working ahead of time. Above all, have fun going in and experience your campus. So that's all from my side. And about my project presentation, I'm looking forward from you guys to um, send me some questions, and or if you want to give feedback, just give it to me. So I will be really happy to see some of your feedback in the uh, note section. Okay. Okay. Take care. Have a good day.